Bonjour. Bonjour, and welcome to the podcast Fiction After Lunch. I'm Mindy.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome back. This is a podcast where I am Mindy and just recording. Like, I still don't have a catchphrase for the beginning, like after I'm Sam and I am like you are Sam. No. What? Oh my god, I messed up everything. Already. Like, for the listeners, I just moved into a new apartment, and I think now this is the reason that I need to identify, like, to find my new self, because everything feels completely weird. Like, I was living in an apartment which was only 20 square meters big, and for me, when I moved there, it was like, oh yeah, that's normal for me, and now I moved into an apartment which is like double the size, and I have 2 rooms, a big kitchen, and I'm like, oh my god, is it me? Is it like, I don't know, am I the person who is currently living here, or am I like a different person? Because different apartment, different person, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get new personalities, like we established in the last episode, as far as I know, because we are just thinking that Mindy is having like a personality crisis and has multiple personalities and just sitting in the corner talking to herself all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say... Sorry, Sam, that I'm taking all the talking.
It's okay.
But what I wanted to say, this is a podcast where we read a fan fiction, and not actually a fan fiction anymore. Because we did read 8 chapters from my fan fiction, and now we are at the point where we are writing a chapter, each of us. How's it called? You write a chapter and then we read it.
We are taking turns writing new chapters to complete your story from 13 years ago.
Thank you, Sam, because I'm very nervous. I don't know why. Like, maybe it's the reason because all of the moving and stuff, we didn't have time to do recordings.
Yes.
So it's like, oh my god, this is my first time doing this. I'm like nervous and everything. So it's like, oh, what should I do? What should I say?
No need to be nervous.
You have been more nervous than I have been before the podcast, and now I'm more nervous in the podcast.
I infected you with my nervousness.
Yeah, it seems so. And yeah, now we are sitting in my office, and actually this is a fiction after lunch in a jail. Because, Sam, why are we in the jail?
You wanted to say it, you have to look up the word.
Oh no. For some people, I don't know if like Americans have this, or like English, other people have this, like bed system where you have like the bed, where the bed is standing on, laying on, and then you have something under the mattress. Which looks a little bit like a lettuce. Not the food, but the lettuce.
I'm not sure if this is the right word. Anyway, it's like
the jail thingies. Wow! Almost throwing away my phone, you see. This is a professional podcast. Almost 9 episodes in or anything but...
So, it's made of wood, and it's underneath the mattress, so there is place for air and stuff, and you're a bit above the ground.
Yeah.
And it's like thin wooden planks, which look a bit like a jail from this perspective.
Yeah.
We are sitting because we have not finished yet cleaning up and arranging everything.
Yeah, we are now sitting on my sofa, which is just standing here since yesterday.
Yes, we built it together.
Yeah, and we didn't have the correct
nails
to do it, so now there are like different kind of nails inside of the sofa, and we are hoping that it holds together and that we are not falling down from the sofa at some point, but you will hear if it happens or not.
I don't think we will fall down. I think
think it's stable?
Yeah, the back of it will probably break.
Yeah.
If we're not careful. I'm not moving. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, actually Sam is like almost living with me. Like she's here every day since I moved into this apartment. Like I'm living here since 1 week, like less than 1 week. I moved here on Saturday and today is Thursday, so it's not so many days.
I've been here every day, haven't I?
Yeah, you have been here every day and it's like, oh, hey Sam!
For for the listener, Mindy is living closer to me now. And
this was the only reason why I moved here.
yeah, it's easy to walk here, so I helped bring the furniture in. I painted the rooms. I cleaned the floor.
Yeah, actually, you have been here. Like you're like every time when my boyfriend was also here, you have been done more than my boyfriend. Like, okay, but he was, how's it called? He did a very good job in driving all of the stuff. Like we also did drive from my hometown 3 hours or 4 hours. And it's really, really hard to be concentrated all the time because he also needs to do all of his university stuff all the time. So every time when he's finished helping out, he's like, oh, I need to work on university. I need to write papers and do stuff. So he's like really busy and exhausted. Busy. I have a new word, busy. And yeah, so this is what we have been doing. But for you, it will be no difference because I already edited the episodes until now, which are coming out. So I think next week I can start to do the other episodes and everything. So for you, it will be no difference. Oh, by the way, we learned a new word. Like back to the language corner of this podcast, which we are also doing sometimes in the beginning. And actually, what kind of movie did we watch? No, it was the podcast. We listened to another podcast.
Yeah, the Harry Potter thingy.
Yeah, I don't know. Should we make advertisement for it? I don't know.
This is not advertisement. This is just a podcast Mindy listens to.
Sam is like, only Mandy listens to this. Don't listen to this. No, but actually in the podcast, the guy was using a word or like a phrase I didn't knew before and which felt weird. Because currently we are uploading episodes 2 times a month. Yeah. So I say 2 times a month, but he's saying, what was he saying?
Bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly. And it has the same meaning, but it feels very weird.
Why does it feel weird to you? I
don't know, because now I have only used 2 times a month.
I can't help you, that's a you problem.
That's a you problem. And now we also don't need to care about our neighbors, because now we have one room, like, how's it called, close to all neighbors. Like, next to this room is just my other room, so it's like no neighbor between me. Yeah. And the neighbor who's living next to me is never there, so there's like no person which is like listening to our podcast.
And also you won't be hearing any neighbors anymore, because I noticed that you really could hear them in the background.
Yeah, it was really annoying in my old apartment. And actually...
tell them about your apartment.
About my old apartment.
I keep eating the jelly beans. You can tell about the apartment.
Yeah, my old apartment. Actually, I decided 1 month ago to move out, and it was really fast that I found a new apartment and everything. And actually 1 week before I moved out, so now it's like last week on Monday or like on...
Yes.
No, like 2 weeks ago, kind of.
Everything happened really fast.
Yeah, oh my god. There was the house guard guy who takes care of the house.
I think the word is caretaker. Mm. The one person responsible that the building works.
Yeah, I think
if it's not the right word.
There are living a lot of people inside of this building, and it's like a big building complex, therefore it was really cheap and everything. And there's like 2 companies taking care of the house. And one of the company's caretaker guy came to my apartment knocking on the door like really loud. It was just like one day since I arrived in my apartment again, because I was at my parents' place to choose some furniture and everything. You know how moving works. And I came back and it was on Sunday, and he was like, "Yeah, Mandy, open the door." And I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? Is this the police? What did I do? Did I not write down the music artists for our podcast?
Did I stab someone?
Did I stab? On a party, you mean?
Yes.
Oh my god. And yeah, he came inside of my room, like not wearing a mask or anything, just sitting. Like my room was full of boxes, and I was in the process of like putting stuff into boxes, so it was really unclean, and everything was lying on the ground. And Sam knows how my apartment looks when I move. And yeah, he just came inside, sat on the chair, and just like it was a normal thing to do. And he was just like accusing me of
Accusing
yeah, me of having a water damage thingy for the whole house. And I didn't knew this. Like under my shower there was like, how's it called, a pipe broke, it seems.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it. Like in my room I couldn't see water, I couldn't see anything, and I was not there. Like I was at my parents' place, and it was just this day that I came back kind of. And he was just like, oh yeah, there's water in your room and I need to check everything, and just like, but he was really angry. And I don't know, he told me he tried to contact me since 10 days and something, but it was exactly the times that I was not in my apartment. And actually he was only trying to contact me by knocking. Like he has my cell phone number, he didn't put a paper or something into my postbox.
Yeah, he could have given you a letter, and you were there 10 days ago. We both were at your apartment. I didn't see anything. I was at your apartment, and every time I walked into the entrance of the building, there was this bucket underneath, water dripping down from the ceiling. And one of those
next to the post boxes.
Yes, next to the post boxes, one of the ceiling plates was removed and water was running down.
Yeah, I think until this point he didn't know that it came from my room. And
he took his time, really.
I think he tried to contact me this, like, one day afterwards. I went to my parents' house.
Yes.
So I was not in my apartment all the time. And then he tried to contact me for 10 days.
Yeah.
But I told you, there were several ways to contact me.
Yeah.
And he didn't use them, so maybe it's also partly his fault, and I don't know. So, but yeah, this was a problem that happened like 1 week before I wanted to move out, and he wanted me to pay him something, but actually my, how's it called, lawyer? No.
Landlord?
Landlord. My landlord is so awesome. He's the best person ever, and I love him. He's so nice. And actually he told me like, oh yeah, it's not your fault, like you cannot do anything for any, like a pipe broken under your shower and you don't see it or something, and that you're like sometimes not in your apartment, and he could have also used several ways of contacting me, and we were talking about it a lot of times. Yeah, in the end it worked out completely fine, actually, like for me I think.
Yeah.
Like the apartment itself is completely full of mold. Where the shower was, where also some furniture of mine was in front of it, and behind the furniture was a lot of mold.
Yeah, so it was the wall between the shower and the bed. So it was covered. You didn't see it. How should you have seen it?
And also my room was so small that I couldn't put my bed somewhere else. And actually I also had a distance between it. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, I slept in this room, and I was thinking it came from the boxes that we took from the basement up to my room so that I can sort stuff. And actually there was already like a moldy basement kind of smell in the room. I was like, oh yeah, it comes from the basement boxes. And then I realized, oh, I slept in this room for 4 days, and I normally close my windows during the night. And it's a really small room, and I was sleeping there like for 4 days into a moldy room, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh no.
And it became worse every day.
Not good.
Not good. So welcome to the Happy Lucky podcast, where we talk about our apartment problem. But actually, I moved. So everything is fine. This is a really awesome apartment. I already love it. We colored it very, very nicely. And I need to say, Sam, thank you very much for helping me all the time. Afterwards, I think you want to clean the bathroom, right?
Yes. I'm walking around in socks, so it's also good for me if the floor is clean.
Yeah, you have been here every day, and every time when you see dirt somewhere, you're like, oh, I need to clean. And it's like, okay, why not? If you want to clean, you can clean.
Yesterday I brought a huge bag of cleaning material from my own place here and started cleaning.
Yeah, I don't know, it felt like she came inside of my room and was very enthusiastic and like, okay, where can I clean next? It was like, okay, this room, this place. I think you like cleaning, isn't it?
No, I don't like dirty places.
Sorry.
I mean, this is what happens when you move. We were wearing our shoes when we brought the stuff in here, and it's hard to keep it clean when you're moving and when you're painting the rooms and moving stuff everywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of paint everywhere, and we were not very careful.
Yes.
So there was paint everywhere, not only on the wall.
Most of it was on Mindy.
I was a mess of blue and green and white, and what else did we paint? I think this was the only color.
Yeah, and the coffee brown.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
The color cappuccino, which was from the guy who was like living here before.
Yeah.
Okay, but apart from this, I think we talked about my apartment for like
20 minutes.
20 minutes, so I think we should go into the chapter. Oh my god.
We haven't even talked about our lunch yet.
Oh my god. Okay, Sam, what did we eat for lunch?
I think it's better if you explain it. I can only say I brought potatoes and I brought jelly beans, but they are not related to each other.
Okay, so Sam did eat something that she did eat for the first time today.
Yeah.
And it was actually Japanese curry. Mm-hmm. And I had like a Japanese curry pack thingy where you just need to put this into the... Like, it's just a combination of vegetables, like we put inside potatoes, carrots, onions, and also paprika, which Sam didn't like, but she did put it on my plate, which was okay. And you just cook it and then you put inside the curry mix thingy and then it's done actually. And you normally serve it with some rice, and we also did eat an egg with it, and it was really nice. It tasted actually exactly like in Japan because I also used this curry packs in something. And you said that you liked it.
Yes, I liked it a lot. I ate everything.
And now we finally want to get into the chapter for today, which Sam did.
Yes, Mindy, do you remember what you wrote last time?
What I wrote? I think I remember what I wrote. Because I see the last sentences actually.
Yes.
I remember that we had the prom night.
Yes.
And there was Mindy with her two friends, Kay and Claire. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about some kind of stuff, and then like a weird person came inside of the room.
Came into the room, please.
Came into the room.
You said it like 3 times and I didn't want to interrupt you, but please say into the room.
Like came into the room.
I think coming inside a room is something different.
Like all people listening to the podcast all the time understand
happening here?
Like, what is this podcast? Why? That's the reason why it's explicit. And okay, a person came into the room.
Yeah, into.
Okay, perfect. And our podcast is also bi-monthly.
Yes.
I'm learning stuff.
Bi-monthly and explicit.
And explicit. Okay, but there was...
We need to be careful with that noises. I do them too.
Don't move too much and don't
also
slap your legs.
Yes, don't slap the legs and careful with moving here on the sofa.
Okay, and
it must sound very weird when you're listening to it and not seeing anything.
That's the purpose of podcasts.
Yes,
the listener needs to imagine us.
Yes, please don't.
Please only imagine the story. Because during the prom night there was a girl who came into the room, into the big hall.
Yes.
And the name was Sen. And she was behaving very weirdly. She was wearing sunglasses, as I remember, and she was like, people were scared of her out of reason. I think every time when she's angry, like she's punching people or anything. Mm-hmm. Or as I can imagine the story, she's just killing them or anything. Like this is normal in every chapter.
So just to be clear, no one has been killed yet.
Not yet, but yes. I'm curious to see what you did, right? And I think then she just saw Tim. Still Tim. We still need to find a better name. Otherwise I will hate him
Yes, we don't like the name. Neither of us like the name, but we couldn't decide on a new one yet.
Yeah, but don't feel offended, Tim, who is listening.
Yeah.
It's only like a Tim from my past, which I didn't like, and therefore I don't like the name. I'm very sorry. It's like my personal trauma, so...
Same for me, and I wonder if it was the same Tim.
Like completely different places in Germany. But let's stick to the chapter.
Yes.
And I think this was the last thing. Like Sen was meeting Tim. Mm-hmm. And this is the point where you continue the story, and now we are going to read the chapter. So you're going to read the POV and I the characters? Or
Yes, you read the characters. I marked them for you.
Okay, chapter 10, the after party.
Which means this is the party after the prom night, after the ball.
After the party.
Yes. Claire and Kay just stood and watched the scene unfold in front of them, quite unimpressed, while Mindy suddenly looked very angry.
Why is she angry? Ah.
You're just reading.
No, I didn't. I was every time when there's something marked, I'm like, you read something, but now I need to think of the voice. Why does this happen like once a month?
Claire asked.
You can't be friends with everyone.
He replied and shrugged.
Will you get me more punch, Claire?
Claire frowned.
Can't you get some yourself? My heels are killing me.
Kay leaned in closer, and Claire closed her eyes, expecting a kiss.
What? Wait, what? What is happening?
You had a wish.
Oh my god. Okay, but her eyes expecting a kiss. What? Okay.
Because
continue.
Kay leaned in closer, and Claire thought, maybe she wants to kiss me. But I don't know.
Okay. Interesting character development here.
Development, yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of sweeping her friend off her feet, like both secretly wanted to, Kay only touched her elbow and whispered,
If it wasn't for me, you would be buried somewhere in the desert. What? What? Wait, I don't understand. I am confused here.
we need to have backstory for these characters.
Okay, so it seems like Claire and Kay are a couple, is it?
They are not.
They are not, but... I don't understand. You need to explain me.
I don't really know how to explain. So they are friends, but they're secretly in love with each other, but they don't know it yet.
Oh! So it's like
Yeah.
this kind of feelings that they have, but
Yes.
they didn't say I love you yet, so they don't
Yes.
know it yet.
Yes,
Oh!
yes. That's what's happening.
Yeah, interesting. You don't have to keep reminding me.
Exasperated, Claire made her way to the table. Before Tim, dressed in a nice green suit, could reply anything, Zen was pulled away from him by her hair.
Oh! I like that you have this kind of like change of scenery thingy a little bit. Like you put inside this kind of
Tilde.
Like here's now a break and now we change the scenery.
Ah yes,
like it.
the listener can see it. So we are at a new scene now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mindy.
Mindy?
Okay. Mini Mandy voice. No, Mandy of the story. Hands off my date, bitch!
Mindy said and stood next to Tim. When she lightly touched his arm, his eyes went back to normal.
Oh, you are here too.
Zen replied to the second person she hated in this room with a flaming rage.
Of course I am here.
I like that you already crossed your arms. I'm writing you well. Like, she crossed her arms before the sentence appeared.
And I didn't use it, so when you discussed, Tommy also did it. Like, you're describing me perfectly.
I spent a lot of time here.
Like, you're already living here with me, so... Yeah.
Mindy crossed her arms. Every Mindy crosses her arms.
Every Mandy, even Mini Mandy.
Yeah. She fought against the urge to change her dress for the third time this evening.
Why did she?
Because she had different dresses in your chapter.
So because she had like this first very plain dress and then
Yeah.
she just went into the dressing room and just like changing, or maybe she has like a plain dress and then
Yeah.
you just can open it and like if you open it it's like a better
Like a stripper.
dress. Like a stripper, she's like changing her dress all the time, like depending on what kind of mood she has.
Yes.
Or like, okay, this is a dress for the first hour, then
Yes.
I get a little bit tired, or more like into party mode.
Exactly.
This like the dresses take on Mandy's emotions,
Personalities.
personalities. You two are the worst. They will see what kind of person Tim really is soon.
Zen said. And person is in E. Person, like, emphasize. What's it called? In italics. In italics written.
So you would read it as like they will see what kind of person
Tim really is.
Okay, let me say it again. So you two are the worst. They will see what kind of person Tim really is soon.
Because it's not a person.
I know.
Yeah. okay. I didn't know if it was obvious. I was really proud of this line.
I didn't write the first 8 chapters.
Yeah, okay.
I know that Tim is not a person.
Okay.
But it's interesting that Zen seems to know that Tim is not a person, but an alien, as we all know.
No, yeah.
As everyone knows. Huh?
Mindy stepped back in confusion and bumped into the dessert table behind her. As she tried to support herself, one hand grabbed into an abandoned piece of cake.
Oh no.
The other hand grabbed a knife that had been used to cut said cake.
Oh no. Again, why is it just, like, what kind of knife is she grabbing?
The one from your birthday picture.
What kind of
The one
knife?
you're holding, the one that I brought you.
Isn't it like a big bread knife?
Do you think so?
Okay, but...
I thought it was a cake knife. I was drawing a cake knife.
Okay. But, oh no, she has a knife.
Yes.
This is never going good in any chapters here.
Meanwhile, Zen bit into another ice cream covered sausage, still staring at Mindy and Tim, brows furrowed. Then she started to cough. She couldn't breathe because that piece of sausage was stuck in her throat. Zen! Paula yelled and ran across the room, pushing Tim aside. Thank you for the noise.
Background.
Zen was about to suffocate on this piece of sausage, falling to the ground, when Paula caught her mid-air and tried to help her. Paula had not taken first aid class, so her attempt of helping ended in an awkward kiss, which took awkwardly long until Zen pushed Paula away.
Oh no!
This was your wish. You're welcome.
I wanted to have an awkward kiss, and this is really... This is like maximum of awkwardness, like... Still, she's dying from a sausage, which was like covered with ice cream, or like the ice cream covered with sausage, it doesn't matter. And then, like, she's like, I don't know, just kissing her all the time and not even, like... I think Paula is suffocating Zen more than the sausage. After everything that happened, you have the Audacity to show up here.
Not Audacity.
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 Audacity. Ah.
Not Audacity is the program we use to edit our podcasts.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait, you have the Audacity to show up here. I'm like, why do you have the recording editor program here to do a podcast?
Audacity ist die Frechheit.
Ah.
Du hast die Frechheit, hier aufzutauchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Yeah, okay. Zen continued, pointing dramatically at Mindy as she got back onto her feet, Paula still grasping her arm.
I don't understand.
Mindy said in confusion.
Understand the palm of my hand, bitch.
Zen shouted. Then she hit her with the palm of her hand.
I like the sentence, like, understand the palm of my hand. I didn't you? Is it like, isn't it like a normal phrase you could use?
It's a phrase I think I've got from Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's yeah, one scene where two bitches are fighting.
Like, everyone here is bitch-like. I like that they're also using bitch all the time.
I couldn't find any other words.
I think this would be a perfect chapter for Mac.
For Mac?
And because he likes to swear a lot in our podcast, and now we have like 2 times we have swearing.
Yes.
So he would be like, oh yeah, bitch, all the time. Just like whispering all the time in the background. Bitch. Like background music. Okay, but I want to continue how the fight is going on.
You want to know what happens next?
Yeah, I want to know what happens next.
I'm scrolling down.
I already thought that it would be end of the chapter, and I was like, no.
No. It goes on for a bit.
Okay.
As Mindy and Zen punched each other, screamed, and pulled on their hair, the other students soon joined.
What?
You know how it goes when two people are fighting. Sometimes other people start fighting as well.
Really?
Yes?
Like, I think I would be the person who would like, oh no, stop. Like, don't do it.
You are the person who started fighting.
Okay, if I'm in the middle of a fight, then maybe I would continue fighting. But not if I'm standing on the side. Then I would be like, oh no,
Yes.
stop, don't do it.
Nah, if you were fighting, I would start fighting as well.
But who does the other persons, like the other students, fight?
Each other.
But
Because
why?
at the end of your school life, you often have some anger against other people. And if you want to let it all out before you won't see each other ever again, you may
just want to punch them.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything turned. Oh yeah.
Only moments later, the whole room was fighting viciously.
No, it's a fight club here.
It's so funny when we laugh before you hear this.
I'm so sorry.
I'm laughing too. It's fine. So, the math club kids were sword fighting with rulers. The environmental club was throwing cola cans everywhere. This also was Mac's wish, I think. He said he wanted something about the environmental club.
Ah, okay.
Remember? The chess club members were crying.
They don't fight, they are just sitting in the corner crying, playing with the chess pieces or something. Oh man, this pisses me off.
Claire said when she heard the sirens from outside and led one of the smaller graduates she had been choking to the ground.
Like, Claire's very... I have respect, I wouldn't like to fight Claire. She had been choking a guy, like a student.
Not just, you only know that's a smaller graduate and she had been choking him and then she lets him
That's not fighting
fall
anymore.
to the ground.
That's almost killing.
I was imagining, like in these cartoons, when you choke something against the wall, was, you know, when...
Oh my god.
I'm gesturing how I want to fight.
She's just having her hands up and like, ah. Like, I'm also not explaining, I'm just doing. So this is very bad. We are a podcast.
I think you can imagine what we're doing.
I hope so.
Okay.
I personally think we should get out of here.
Kate took Claire's hand and pulled her in the direction of the exit.
Are you kidding me?
Claire swore when they noticed the back door was locked.
Give me a second.
Kay mumbled. She took a hair needle out of Claire's hair with a swift move and destroyed her hairdo completely, and a moment later the door was unlocked.
Like, this hair needle is the only needle holding Claire's hair together.
Yes, it's just falling on her shoulders.
Wow, that's a really big hair needle there. And actually, why... Okay, the back door was locked. Is it normal that the back door is locked? Normally it should be opened, like, for emergency exit, isn't it?
Yes, it should be, but we are in the year 2017.
Oh my god. Time? I think I did write this fanfiction, when was it? 2006? Was it?
Oh, it's 2014 in the fiction then, because 7
Okay.
years later.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I'm sure I wrote it down, but I don't know.
Yeah, we need to get our time schedule correct. But
Yeah.
this is not something that we need to
Okay.
consider now.
So, it's a school where the back door is locked, and if no one breaks it open, everyone has a problem in case of an emergency.
Yeah, if there's like a fire in the room and they cannot go out of the emergency exit, it's like, okay.
I mean, maybe the emergency exit is at the front, but they can't go out on the front because people are arriving and
Okay.
don't want to get into trouble. Unimportant classmates sat on the floor bleeding when finally the police arrived to break up the fight.
He was bleeding, okay.
Several unimportant classmates.
Oh my god.
Then wiped some blood off her face, put her sunglasses back on, and disappeared through the back door, closely followed by Paula.
Oh, like Zen is really cool. I like her. Like, she still has time during the fight and everything that she can put her sunglasses on.
And disappear, yeah.
And just disappear like, oh no, police, bye-bye. I can't go back to prison.
Tim said and took Mindy's hand, who had been sitting in a corner for a moment, to wipe blood off her face and was feeling kinda dizzy.
Everyone has just a face full of blood and oh my god.
And a lot has happened in 7 years.
Yeah, I just read this line over and over again and I'm like, oh my god, he was in prison? Okay, that's news. That's why he was 7 years not there.
Quickly, they ran out of the back door as well. Outside, it was raining. It was that kind of rain that felt like spray on their faces but would soak them completely in the course of barely a few minutes.
No, this way.
Tim pulled her into another school building. They pulled on several doors until they found an open one. I don't like that I used pulled twice. Should have phrased it differently. Now that I'm reading it out loud.
Yeah, maybe he took her into another building and then...
They ran into another building.
Or he tried to use several doors to open or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, wait. Let's go in here.
Mindy was in the closet and Tim followed her.
Pushing. Oh my god, no! I don't want to know. No, actually, I really want to know what. I'm like, oh my god. This is like typical scenes like happening in these American movies, like they go into a closet together and then stuff happens. But what happens here?
Sorry. Mindy was in the closet and Tim followed her, pushing her against the back as he closed the door behind them.
It's like, you haven't changed at all in 7 years.
Tim said quietly, watching her from the corner of his eyes. From downstairs, steps and voices could be heard. She looked down. Mindy's red dress was soaked in blood.
But isn't it like, if it's a white dress, you cannot really see it? I think it's just getting a darker color.
Yes, it's getting darker and you kind of feel that it's wet.
But it was raining outside, wasn't it? The wet looks good on your dress.
Tim added quietly.
It looks like blood, doesn't it? I'm glad I chose this color. You should have seen the fourth dress I had prepared for tonight. Like, how many dresses does she have?
A lot.
Like, every dress is just wet, like a different kind of, like, wet, like dark wet, bright wet.
Bright.
Plain wet. Colorful wet.
There are different styles, I'm imagining. Some with flowers, maybe some with more glitter and stuff.
Yeah, she's really putting a lot of stuff into her dress. Like, oh my god. Okay, short in color. I'm very lazy. I'm just wearing very only black dresses. Like, I would never go out in a wet dress, actually. Oh no, I don't want people to see me. Don't see me.
Don't see me.
Don't see me. Okay. I'm holding a leaf in front of my face and just like, oh, you don't see me. You cannot see me.
Okay.
Oh, you are a perfectly absurd and stupid human.
Tim chuckled.
Hey!
Mindy didn't know what to reply. They were just quiet for a moment.
Oh, now you're very careful.
Wait.
Okay, now she's very careful in scrolling down because she doesn't want me to read several lines later. So I'm like, okay, what is happening? What is happening?
Mindy didn't know what to reply, and they were quiet for a moment.
You have blood on your face, Mindy. Yeah, wipe it off, please.
Tim placed a hand on her cheek, and then he kissed her.
Oh my god! Oh no!
And this is the end of the chapter.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm blushing. Because every time when I'm hearing my name, it's like, oh my god,
it's me.
It's me. It's me, Mandy. And oh my god, the scene was really, really nice. It feels like still like how's it called? I don't have words. I'm too emotional now. It's like, oh my god, he kissed her. I think it's the first time that he kissed her, and like
in the story, yes.
In the story, and like, but in reality,
we don't know if they kissed in reality yet. We know that Tim is. Yeah, in their reality. In their reality.
I'm like, yeah, actually I have a friend who is called Zim and like, I already kissed him several times, like completely normal. And like, he's an alien by the way, like, yeah, normal, he has green skin and red eyes and normal.
Yeah, I mean, we know that he was her date and we don't know what happened in 7 years. We only know he went to prison for a while.
Yeah, and now he's like, I don't want to go into prison again, but I don't think you get in prison for, like, how's it called? Having a fight in a big hall and prom night thingy. Like, why is he thinking that he can get
I
in prison
think
again?
I read in a book once that there was a fight at a party and the police took the students who were punching each other and took them to prison cells and until they called their parents to pick them up.
Ah, so this is what he means.
Yeah,
Like, just 2 cones and
Yeah,
down
he
and
wouldn't
everything.
have to stay there. He just doesn't want to go there anymore.
I can understand that. He spent in the prison like for 7 years, didn't it?
Not necessarily.
Not
It's up to
necessarily.
you now.
Okay. Oh. Oh my god. I really like this chapter. I think I had the feeling you a little bit spoiled me with having a fight scene or something.
You wanted to have a fight scene at first before you decided for the awkward kiss.
Yeah, which was very
And
nice.
I think there was no other way to go from where you left the story than to have a big fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Tim could have also said like, "Oh yeah, leave me alone," just like
Yeah.
walk away or something. But
Yeah,
no,
but-
my characters always need to fight.
His eyes were glowing red. I already made that he doesn't go full killer mode because Mindy touched him and his eyes went back to normal. Yeah.
Oh, so Mindy has like a calming effect on Tim.
Yes.
Oh, I really like it. It's really cool. Like you have all of the action, and you also get like character developments that you have like now we have like 3 couples kind of thingy. Like
Yeah.
not couples, but they are always 2 persons. Like we have Claire
Yeah.
and Kay who went back out of the back door, and they are like not secretly, but they are in love but don't know it yet. And we also have like Zen and Paula, which I didn't knew was there yet. So
You didn't give me a lot of characters and I didn't know who to take,
I
to be
gave you a
honest.
lot of unimportant classmates.
But it doesn't have the same effect if you just choose a random classmate to give an awkward kiss, I
That's
think.
true. I think it was
It's
like,
like when you say, "Oh, Paula, I know Paula."
yeah, it gives you back like this remembering feeling, or like, oh, I know this person, and it's like, oh my god, what is she doing? But yeah, I think this is a very Paula moment. Like she doesn't know like how to help, but she
Yes.
tries it still, and like
She's-
very bad in it.
Yes, but she tries. We don't know if they are in love. Maybe Paula likes her. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she just wanted to help. We don't know
Yeah.
yet.
I think Paula is more like, but maybe in 7 years it can change. Like it was normally the robot from Zim, and now it turned into a human being, into a girl, and maybe it's also developing emotions, like human
Yeah.
emotions and something like this. Maybe this is what happens in 7 years, and she's like in love with Zen. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Or she's just like, oh, I like this guy, I just follow him, and he's hurt. I need to help him, and I don't know. And Zim and Mandy. And Tim and Mindy, I'm sorry, I'm always confusing the name, and I'm like, oh my god,
It was so weird to write this.
really? Because you're imagining myself all the time, or
No, I try not to think about it.
whoa. You know, someday I will include you in the story. Then you will
Uh-oh.
feel how, and then you will know how it feels to read your own name and like a character you like, and they are kissing. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, Sam is a very common name. I read it all the time.
Okay, so wait for the next one. Okay, but I think it was really, really cool. And yeah, so the next chapter I will write. And do you have any wishes you want to have in the next chapter? Because now the party is kind of over, the police came, and the last scenes that we have were like everyone went out of the back door and Sim and Mandy are in the closet, in the school.
In the closet. I want to hear more about Paula's backstory, what she did in the 7 years.
Paula's backstory. Okay. Okay, I will think about something. So this is my
Yeah.
big task for the next time. We will have maybe a backstory chapter. Who knows?
What's it called? There's a special name for it. Ah,
I think it is backstory, isn't it? Like, why do you have
when
to
you
write-
have the time jump.
like
Ah,
I don't.
you know that there's another word. Okay.
Maybe a listener can can tell us the word.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Flashback.
So, flashback. Oh my god.
Listener, you don't need to tell us.
We solved our problems ourselves.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think this is everything for today. Apart from this, we have social media.
On Instagram and on Tumblr, we are Fiction After Lunch. On Twitter, we are Fiction and Lunch, because I didn't have enough letters.
I like
as
the
I
joke.
always say. I'm still pissed about it.
Twitter. I hate it.
Yes. And do we have something?
Yeah, we also have an email, like fictionafterlunch@gmail.com.
And we have a YouTube channel where I put some animations of outtakes and little stories.
Yeah, and also because I think this is chapter... Is it chapter 10?
Yes, it's chapter 10, which means we have our special episode before this one.
I think so. Because it's chapter 10, so it's like, I think, episode 11 or 12?
I think it's episode 11.
Okay, and then episode 10 will be a bonus episode where we include... Oh yeah, you already know, by the way. You listen to this episode afterwards, so you should already
This is just Mindy
to it.
telling me, you don't have to listen to this.
You just stop listening. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
But yeah, this was everything for today, so thank you for listening. And
Yes.
yeah, be happy.
Be happy and know it and clap your hands.
And yay.
Okay.
And is this our last phrase? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
I think we shouldn't do this.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Bye.